A walk among the stars, the monsters, the paranormal, and supernatural. Join your tour guides, Justin and Josh, on this cryptic journey through life and beyond. What you may not know is you've been on this journey for a long time, and you finally arrived. Join us and our cult by subscribing to this podcast and giving us a generous 5-star rating. With doing so, your soul will be set and the afterlife defined. Welcome to It's Cryptic Out There.
Welcome everybody to another episode of It's Cryptic Out There podcast. I'm your host Justin, alongside my co-host Josh.
How's it going, everybody?
I didn't think you were going to say anything.
I've had to think about it.
That was a long pause.
Yeah, I know, right? It's been a long week.
Yeah, yes it has.
We had a great conversation last week with our friends Wild and Weird, West Virginia.
Joe and Ron.
Yeah, loved talking to you guys. Thank you so much for that.
We hope to meet them at some point. I would love to meet them and investigate with them.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of investigation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into this episode, we would like to give a little brief sneak peek of what you will experience in the next episode. We're doing a traveling episode. Poorhouse Tunnel Road in, I think it's Rockbridge, but like 5 minutes from Lexington.
Yeah.
So basically Lexington. We're traveling to Lexington. We are going to
taking the sights.
Yeah, we're going to take the sites. We're going to go to the historic places. We're staying at a historic hotel, which is very exciting. True. Because I enjoy going to like really old hotels, but like still, you know, well kept.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do that. We're gonna go to the Devil's Backbone Outpost, which that should be fun too.
That should be I'm pretty hyped about that too.
Yes. Find some, good food there. Haven't really looked at like specific restaurants.
We're just gonna, it's cryptic out there.
Yeah, we're gonna just cruise.
With
the ghosts.
With our noses.
Yeah. Sniff them.
Sniff it up. We're, Mystery Inc.
Yes.
Yeah, sniff out the food. Call me Shaggy Man, because I'm gonna be eating.
And what else? Yeah, we're gonna be eating. We're gonna be probably drinking.
Secretly, we're hungry, I guess.
Yeah. And then come, nighttime, we'll be investigating the tunnel. I've read a lot of, reports. Some people say, no, it's not haunted at all. I've been there, plenty of times. But the majority of, stuff that I've researched is very haunted.
Yeah. One thing that I've learned while doing this is when you go to these places, you have to be willing to experience something.
Yes, you have to put yourself out there.
And I think if you put yourself out there, I feel like you could even pick up like the slightest hint of being like, something feels a little...
Right.
I'm not alone here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Open yourself up a bit.
Well, there's also evidence online that I captured that we will share as well. And I'm going to surprise the hell out of you.
I'm not ready. He said we had to show me this photo. We had to come up with a cryptic scale.
Yes.
To determine when we see an image or a story.
If we experience anything, I guess.
Experience anything, how would we define it? It's a scale of 1 to 10. And what was it? 8, like 9 and 10?
So, like, if Well, obviously, if it's like shitty, it's gonna be like a 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
But like if something like good evidence, like say, we get a good photo of something, maybe an 8.
Yeah.
Depending on the photo.
Yeah. But we visibly, like, we experience something, a scratch.
A scratch would be a 9.
A scratch would be a 10.
No.
The demon scratches my ass, dude. We got some problems.
A 10 is one of us being possessed.
Oh my gosh, a full-on exorcism? Jeez.
Yeah.
I think the list is done at that point.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think it matters.
Well, I'm packing some heat, and I'm also gonna pack a Bible just
There
in
we go.
case,
There we go.
and might pack some other stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah,
A little bit of garlic and
yeah,
a
it might be
steak.
vampires.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. And we're going to figure it out.
Oh, well, allegedly, there's a guy standing on top of the tunnel and would laugh at you and like cuss at you and stuff. Apparently, like a ghost.
Oh, a ghost.
Yeah.
Huh. Hey,
Could you imagine a ghost
back at you, buddy.
cursing at us?
That would be enough for me. I'd be like, well, this is pretty cool. If a ghost was going to do anything to me, I guess cursing me out is
Yeah.
not one that I would expect it to do.
But yeah, just stay tuned for that. You will see if you follow us on the social medias, as you should.
Especially if follow that Facebook page. We're
Follow that Facebook
9
page.
members away from
Oh, yeah.
1,000 members.
Somebody's getting inked.
Yeah, me. I'm going to get inked.
Yeah.
I was going to get inked anyway, but I want to save it for 1,000. So let's get it there.
Let's get it there.
Let's get the cult.
Tell a friend.
Grow the cult.
Tell a grandmother about this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, my grandmother loves this podcast.
Mine does too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta show the different side of
The range.
Yeah,
We got range.
Yeah,
Yes.
the range.
Yeah, but stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hope we make it out alive.
I didn't know that was there was another option other than making it out alive.
I'm going to put you in some situations.
Yeah, well, whatever, I guess.
But yeah, well, we're excited for that. But today we are also excited. Tonight we are also excited. We are having on, once again, psychic medium Amy Buchanan, who was on the live Halloween show,
That's right.
who spoke to us and communicated to Vanessa the doll, which is right beside me, and kind of was able to tell the history of the doll, Vanessa, and did some other, tricks, the kind of show her credentials, I guess.
Yeah.
So we kind of want to dig deeper into that with her. When did she start, having these abilities? What has she used it for? What's it like now?
How's it impacted her life?
Exactly.
What's it like? Could you imagine living with that ability?
No.
I'm sure it's got to be frustrating at times, but very liberating at others.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
You know?
I'm sure it could be very... I'm sure it could be happy moments, but also scary moments, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll probably get into that. Because that's what this show's about.
Yeah, it's about getting scared.
Yes.
Just a little scared. I'm always a little scared.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of numb to a lot of stuff now. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah, I think that I've gotten better. There's definitely like that anxiety and sense of fear of going to Lexington that I have. Even when we did our first paranormal investigation, gosh, that was so scary. I was just like, I'm just gonna be here.
I get goosebumps like leading up to like the preparation and stuff. But when stuff starts happening, it's like I don't feel it until later on.
Yeah.
Like the whole LA Times thing, stuff like that doesn't hit me right at the moment.
Well, especially when you're like in the process of doing it, in the investigation, you're like trying to do everything, especially with like the EVP.
Yeah.
Trying to pick up noises and everything. Like you're actively listening, asking questions. Your mind's more so on the work, not on the event around you.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think so.
Which, what I think is interesting is that it's the other people, I think, that aren't doing that is giving off that energy of like, oh man, here I am looking in the sights around you, taking everything in, you know.
Yeah. So we'll see how Amy, feels about that, because she could be in the middle, I guess.
Yeah, right there.
We're going to give her a call. We're going to speak to her over the phone, and we will get back to the show in one split second. Hello?
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing. Well, the chicken's ass when it eats, but you didn't hear that from me.
There you go. So we're already recording, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, I don't care.
All right. Well, everybody, we're back with Amy Buchanan. And for those who, listen to the Halloween special, then you know a little bit about her. But today, we want to dive deep more into her life, her ability, and what's it like today,
Yeah.
So, Amy, if you would introduce yourself and explain what gift it is you have.
Okay. Amy Buchanan. Oh, Lord. I've got a lot of abilities. I can see and talk to the dead. I can also tell you your past life, how many you've had, if you've had any. I'm also a paranormal investigator as well. I can do remote readings. All I have to do is see a picture of a location or something like that and do remote readings. And I can walk into an old building like the first time and see the way it used to be. I can walk back out, wait a few minutes, go back in, and I can see the way it is now. So I do a lot of many different things. I help cross over spirits and whatnot. I can also close portals. So I do a lot of stuff.
Whoa. Wow. Yeah. We didn't know you could do all that.
Yeah.
That's deep.
What do you have, like, a theory on why you have these abilities?
No, I had started having the abilities back in 1983. Me and my twin sister both have the ability.
Oh, wow.
She doesn't use hers. I use mine. I just see my grandfather right before he passed, and saw him at the funeral, and ever since then I've seen and been able to communicate with the deceased.
Wow. I wonder what clicked.
It's hard to tell. I mean, I was young at that time, so maybe that's when it just decided, hey, we're going to come back, aggravate you. Yeah.
What,
it's hard to tell.
Is it hereditary in your family?
It's just me and my twin sister. Nobody else.
Wow. Is she kind of afraid to use that?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, she hasn't embraced it like I did. I just went ahead and went full-fledged with it. She backed off. I mean, she still has, she still sees stuff, but chooses not to communicate, so she kind of cut it off in her brain.
Right.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely understand why.
Absolutely.
Seems like a lot to deal with.
Yeah. So, you mentioned past lives. What do you mean by that?
Well, if you've been reincarnated, I can see how many past lives you've had, if this is your only life that you've had, because there is reincarnation, and it does exist. So I can tell you what you look like if you're male, if you're female, if you were a child, if you were a young adult, if you were, an older person, or mid-30s-ish. That's not old. But, older, like maybe 70 or 80. And I could tell you what you did, what you look like. And sometimes that you can actually think about it and say, yeah, well, that does sound kind of familiar, or this place looks familiar, but I've never been here. That stuff actually happens.
Yeah. Are you capable of doing that to us?
to.
Who wants to go first?
I'd love to.
You want to go first?
Sure.
Could you do Josh?
Yeah, I can do Josh.
Okay.
All right, let me get my spidey senses going. Hold
Oh my gosh.
on. Okay. Josh, you were in the 1920s.
Okay.
You were a shopkeeper, and you were in the Prohibition era. You was actually making alcohol in the back of your store. You were not in Virginia. You were actually down in like Georgia or Louisiana.
Huh. Okay.
You were also a moonshiner.
Hell yeah.
So you had to get rid of all your liquor. You were not happy. You actually went to jail.
Ooh.
Your name was actually Tom. You were, I'd say you were, I'm being told is you were probably 35, 40. You were married. You had 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls. Your wife's name was Marion.
Marion.
Let's see. You actually fought, police and stuff because they had to dump out your liquor and stuff, and you didn't like that.
Oh wow.
You actually were medium built. You were probably about 6 feet tall. You had blonde hair. You had the mustache. You had a little bit of a beard going. You always wore like the trench coat and the suit.
Sounds like a badass.
Yeah, well, he had a temper. He was during Prohibition, so that's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
And your wife, Marion, she was a redhead. You like redheads. She was very proper. She came from a very wealthy family. And you had died in 1935.
Short-lived?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, after being the age you was, yeah.
Did I die in prison?
Guess what? Guess what you died of? Alcohol.
Hey,
Oh, man.
Nice.
Yep, alcohol.
Wow.
Interesting.
Makes sense for the time.
That is interesting.
So, do you like the 1920 era?
I mean, I don't have like an affinity for it or anything. It's not like a love, but it's definitely like the Prohibition era and everything is pretty interesting.
Uh-huh.
So how do you come about this? Like, what is exactly the process of knowing this information?
Being told by my spirit guides. I've got 6.
6 of them.
Wow.
Do they?
Sometimes they get chatty, I'll tell you. You gotta tell them to knock it off sometimes. But yeah, they get chatty.
Interesting. Oh, all right. I guess do me.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see. Wow.
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh God.
That's interesting. Okay. You were actually on the Titanic.
Hey.
I love that movie.
You were actually on the Titanic.
Holy cow.
That's weird. Okay, I've never had anybody who was actually on the Titanic. I can see what you look like. I can see you walking around. You're in the dining area. You're sitting there. You've got a fancy button-up suit and a tie and a top hat and.
Yeah, I would try to pull that off.
Yeah, of course.
Wow, you did die, unfortunately.
Dang.
With the Titanic going down. I'm trying to get your name.
we could possibly find this?
Oh, God, what is the name? Give me a name. Come on, y'all. They're not giving me a name.
Interesting.
Crap. But I could see you dining in the dining room, and you're actually smoking a cigar, and I'd say you were 25, 26.
I'm 27 right now.
Well, there you go. So yeah, you've been reincarnated. You had blonde hair. You had a mustache, no beard. You've got blue eyes. You're really skinny. But you were really, really proud because you had money.
Oh,
Because you were in first class.
nice.
Nice. There you
So
go.
a good life.
Yeah.
You were not married. You didn't have any children. You were single.
That's
But you were always looking because you were mingling with all the females on there that weren't
Of course.
married.
Oh, that's awesome.
You had an accent. You have like a French accent. I'm not being told that you're from France, but you've got a French accent. I don't know if it's something that you did to get women or what, but
It's a method.
that's the way you were doing it. But yeah, you did die. You
Dang.
died actually trying to get on one of the lifeboats, and they wouldn't let you. Only women and children, and you started helping them pull down the boats and stuff like that, and you was like the last few on the boat.
Dang.
But you did die in a Titanic.
Dang.
It's a rough go.
That's true. But I'm also like, that's pretty crazy and awesome in a way that I was on that historic ship.
Yeah. Have you ever been to a Titanic museum or anything?
Yeah, actually I have.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
feel anything in that moment?
I felt the water.
Yeah.
And
I've heard a lot of people say that.
yeah, and I can't keep my hand
Cold.
in it for long at all. Wow, that was awesome. Thanks for that.
That is pretty crazy.
Hey, Josh was a moonshiner and I was a single wannabe Frenchie.
Yeah, on the Titanic.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, going back to the questions, the hauntings in Giles County, Virginia. You created that?
Yes.
When was that? When was that? Like, was that an idea that you wanted to have, or what happened?
That was just another page that I did because our team had a page, and I was like, well, people always, not, at that time it wasn't, really good. People were being on Facebook. I'm like, okay, well, here's the ones that are in Giles County. I could post what the locations we've done because we did some private homes and locations as well. But I wanted to keep most of the investigation stuff on our page. But if anybody had, anybody wanted to see any of our videos or any other teams that had videos where they investigated the locations, I was going to put them on there as well.
Right.
So I just did it, and I've got, a couple other admins on it. But
Right. Yeah. Because I think that's where I first discovered your name, and that's what it came to be. Because, like we do a lot of like local stuff, Giles, and we just thought that was really interesting that Giles does have an actual like paranormal page.
Yeah.
Yeah. When was the first time that you were scared with this ability? Or what was the scariest moment?
honestly, I don't remember what exactly happened. But it was with a friend of mine who was on. We were on another paranormal team before Supernatural Media, and we had went up to a location and was standing by a cemetery on a person's property, and him and my husband were standing there, and I was just standing there, and I don't remember what happened. All I know is what my husband told me was that I was standing there 1 minute. Next thing I know, I'm going walking back in circles, backwards, and my eyes are flipped up in my head, and I was talking a bunch of gibberish and stuff. And then probably about 5 minutes after that, I didn't remember, and I was wore out. So something had jumped into me.
Yeah,
And
sounds
that's
like.
the only time I've been scared.
Yeah. Have you seen like dark spirits or even demonic entities?
Oh God, yes. Oh shoot, yeah.
Well, you were talking about reincarnation. I'm just curious on like your religion belief. Like what is all that you believe and what you could see?
As pertaining, like, what religion I am?
Yeah, I mean, if like heaven, hell.
I believe they both exist.
Right.
I grew up Southern Baptist, and my parents never allowed me to talk about it, so I had to learn my own abilities myself and to hide them because I wasn't allowed to talk about it because my father was a deacon, and that wouldn't be very good.
Right.
So I had to learn on my own and had guidance with other physical psychic mediums as well. But there is a heaven, there is a hell. The spirits can come through whenever they want. You just have to set your brain a certain thing. Think, not this time, not this time. Don't talk to me. I want to sleep. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. But yeah, there is definitely heaven. There is definitely hell. Jesus does exist. Lucifer does exist. But with the demons and the demonic entities that I've dealt with, they're kind of a little bit lower than Satan, and we've dealt with those.
Right.
We've had to banish them and get rid of them and whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, that's deep.
Well, what made you start getting interested in paranormal investigating? Was that something that you've always like wanted to do with your ability?
That's something I've always wanted to do. I finally got into it because somebody had reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you want to join my team?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I would say it's maybe about 2007, 2009, maybe earlier than that. So I joined their team and went on just a few investigations, and then their team broke up, and then Supernatural reached out and said, "Hey, do you want to join us?" And whatnot. We need somebody, and we saw that you want to investigate, and do you want to come on investigations? I was like, well, sure. So ever since then, I've been on Supernatural Media. I was a researcher, and I hated doing that because I like to go in with not knowing any background of any locations.
Yeah.
I want to go in kind of blind and do this. We went on to one investigation in West Virginia. And of course, I was the researcher at this time. And we were driving, I don't remember where the location was. But I was writing down everything that I'm seeing, I'm being told and whatnot. And then I kept getting an image of a redhead boy and with a lot of freckles. And I'd say he was probably about 9, 10, maybe a little older. And when we got to the location and stuff, I wrote down everything. I had a huge notebook full of stuff I wrote down. And I was telling them, in the vehicle, what exactly was going on, what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, what I'm being told. And I kept getting a taste of blood, the metallic taste in my mouth. And that just was more prominent. So when we got to the location, we were interviewing the person's location. She said, "Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you that your researcher, whoever that was, that we do have a redheaded child with freckles and stuff." And they all looked at me, and I'm like, I'm thinking, I told you.
Right.
I just kind of sat there and I just smirked. And then they asked about the backyard or any location. She said, yes. She said it was a bloody massacre. Guess what? They all looked at me again. We finally with the, do the investigation and whatnot. We go out to the vehicle, and they all look at me like, what in the world happened? We were driving up here. How did you know that? And she didn't tell you. I was like, I don't know. I haven't researched it. I said, I didn't know anything about this location being a skirmish or anything like that. And she's like, So like, okay, now we got it.
Now they're like, yeah, we're keeping Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're keeping Amy.
And everybody on the team had abilities as well.
Oh, okay. Wow. Nice.
So they just kind of like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to change stuff up. Like, okay, that works.
Yeah. What was the craziest investigation that you did with them?
I would say Gettysburg.
Oh, wow.
We were on a field, and it was me and another investigator at that time. She had quit after a couple times, and I was in my Civil War dress and stuff, and her and I were both in dress, and we had the ghost box on, or the double blind ghost box, and she had that on, which means she can't hear, and she can't hear any questions. She just hears whatever comes out of the ghost box. She speaks it because she's got headphones on and don't even pay attention to me.
Are you guys dressed up because you want to kind of like?
It's a trigger object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a trigger object. And we were walking through the field, and I knew a little bit of history of the field, but I wasn't exactly really sure what had happened.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started asking questions, and then all of a sudden it was, on the ghost box and stuff, she was laughing on a couple things because they were speaking dirty to me. Of course, I couldn't hear them. I mean, I could see them, but they weren't really talking to me. They were more talking to her. And I turned around and I saw it must have been men and women dressed up in uniform as Yankees, and I pat her on the shoulder. I said, hey, turn around. We can use this to our advantage. And she turns around and she's like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "No." I said, "Let's go with it." She's like, "Okay." So then, because the ghost box was kind of like spitting and sputtering and just saying stupid stuff. And then, as soon as we started walking that way, that's when they started up. I mean, it was boom, 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 boom. It was busy.
Yeah.
And then I asked one last question about a general or something, and he said, "He's not here. He's dead." And she looked at me, and I told her what happened. She looked at me. She said, "How did you know?" I was like, "Because I told you he was killed."
Yeah.
I said, "Most of them were killed." So yeah, that's probably the best one I had was at Gettysburg.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is wild.
Yeah, we definitely are wanting to go to more places to investigate for the podcast. I told you one in particular that we'll get to in a little bit. But I also wanted to ask you if you remember Vanessa the doll.
Yes.
Well, I have her out beside me, leaning against the wall with the two crystals in front of her. And we plan on going to the Poorhouse Tunnel Road in Rockbridge, but basically Lexington. And I know you mentioned that you had some people that have been there already.
Yeah, other paranormal teams have been there that I know, yes.
Did you ever talk to them about it?
No.
No. Are you able to pick up anything there specifically?
There's a lot that has happened there.
Yeah.
You've had suicides, you've had murders, there's several dark entities there. Some that are just stuck that want to leave and they just can't, but a lot of people just go there to investigate and not help them move on, and the ones that are stuck, they want to move on, but nobody's willing to help. I mean, they ask for it, and people just like, "Oh, okay, we're just going to investigate. We're not going to help."
Yeah.
So that's the reason why our team never went to St. Albans.
Oh, okay.
Or another place in Gordonsville. They always said, I would call them and ask them. They're like, "No, we need to keep our ghosts." I'm like, "Why?" "Oh, well, we make money that way." No, no. I mean, they suffered in life. You're torturing them in their death, so that's not right.
Wow.
We never went to St. Albans. We never went to one in Gordonsville. I just couldn't do it. I'm like, do you know how many people that we would have to move on, but yet the place isn't willing to let us move on, so we're not going to go to places like that.
That's a very positive and moral, ethically right perspective.
Yeah.
I've never really considered that, honestly. I never would have thought, St. Albans or, Graham's Mansion or something like that where they use that advantage for profit, I guess.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and those are the types that we didn't do. I mean, we went to Moundsville. I mean, I booked that, and within 3 days we were on our way to Moundsville, and I mean, it was active at some point, and then some groups had activity, some groups didn't. Me and my friend kept running up and down the steps where we had center and command center, and I'm just like, I'm getting too old to keep running up better steps. I can't do it. So we moved a couple on over at Moundsville. We moved a whole lot at Gettysburg. But places like that make profit, no, I don't approve of that at all. And when my husband and I lived in the theater in Harrisburg, we would have people come in, teams come in. It's like, just don't provoke. You know, be respectful, because there are spirits there. Trust me, our team has tried to move them on. They don't want to because they're happy. So we're just like, okay, fine, whatever. So I would just charge, the teams $200, whatever.
Yeah.
Just to help with the electric, because the electric was kind of high in the place. And I was like, okay, y'all have run of the mill, go for it, knock yourselves out. And, we had one team that came in there, was provoking, and, I had a real bad feeling about it. So I went down, I was like, I hate to say this, it's like, but y'all are going to have to leave because you're provoking. And they looked at me like I was nuts. I said, no, I'm being serious. I said, y'all are provoking. I don't approve of this. I said, told you to be respectful, and whatever else. And so they packed up their stuff and left. And then the next day I went down there in the theater part, and there was a demonic entity coming out of one of the basements. And I'm like, oh, crap. They carried something in here. I was like, all right. It's like, so him and I had a battle, but I was finally able to banish him before he got any stronger. And I said, you're not doing this. So, the only reason why I charged him was $200. You have all night, don't care, however long, stay as long as you want, free range of the place. It just was helping to, with the electricity bill.
Wow.
That was it.
Yeah.
But, if they wanted to try to move them on, knock yourself out, we tried it, it didn't work. They were too stubborn.
Yeah. So, what's a good method to try and help these spirits go to the light, or?
Well, our team was a Christian paranormal team, which is you don't hear of much.
Right.
And both the co-founders are both pastors. So we would sit there and pray first of all, and then we'd be talking to them, saying, if you want to go to the light, we can open the door, because we were able to open doors to let them in, let them go home. At that time, my ability kicked in, but I didn't say much. Just, hey, your family's here waiting. They want you to come home. If you want to come home, go to the light. And then the two pastors would say, you can eat as much as you want. You don't have to be in pain as much as you want. And we would do this for, at least 2 hours. We would be trying to cross them over. And if they wanted to go, they'd go. If they didn't want to stay, they were hateful.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just kind of brush the hateful ones aside, and we just went to the ones who wanted to go. And we were able to cross over. Plus, we have a oh God, his name was John. We kept thinking he was John the Baptist, but he wasn't. But he is up in heaven, and with every paranormal investigation you go on, you hear us refer to John, are you here? And John would always help them move on. He said, this is your place. You're to help the ones who want to come home. So you hear us in our videos mention John.
Mm-hmm.
So John was actually helping us, and kind of saying, "Hey, come on, let's go. Your family's waiting on you."
Wow.
So it would take a while, but we could do it, and we could close portals, and whatever. We've done a few of those as well.
Do you think there's spirits at the Poorhouse Tunnel Road that are wanting to go, to the light?
I think so, yes.
Is there anything that we should be cautious of?
There's two really dark entities. One's demonic, one's not demonic, but he wants to be. Just kind of be careful with what you say. Don't provoke. Just be honest. Say, hey, I'm such and such. I'm coming just to check the place out, and if you need help, just say, if you got a ghost box, you got a voice recorder or something like that, just say, can you let me know if you want help? You can either make a noise on the tunnel or in the voice recorder, and we can help you if you want to move on. Just be real respectful.
Right. Well, I do know there is allegedly 2 little girls that were killed around that area, and they lurk around there. According to the research I had, I don't know if you could pick up them or not.
Oh, they're frequent. They want to leave.
Yeah.
They don't want to be there. They're done. They want to leave.
Yeah. Well, going back to Vanessa the doll, is she talking to you any?
Yeah.
What's her mood at the moment?
Oh, she's in a good mood. She's glad she's in the room with you guys. She's happy.
That's good. Well, I was going to ask, would she be interested in coming with us or
No.
staying home?
No, don't take her.
Don't take her.
No.
Why is that?
Because she can actually get possessed by something darker.
Interesting. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah, we were a little hesitant, but we wanted to ask you if she'd be interested or if it would have been a bad idea.
Yeah, bad idea.
Yeah.
Because you don't need anything bad in your house, so yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do nowadays with these abilities?
I usually help, because I'm not with a team right now. Supernatural Media has, kind of went our own ways. And, so, I have people messaging me, asking me if they can see anything in their houses or anything. And, if spirits come to me saying, hey, we need you to notify your family, I don't feel comfortable with that, so I don't do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who these people are, and I don't know if they believe or not, so I'm not going to put myself at risk. But, if there's people that are actually, not people, but spirits that are actually stranded and they want to leave because they're stuck in the middle, then I help them move on.
Interesting. So, is the best way to, I guess, let somebody know that you're open for that is like your Facebook?
I usually don't tell many people because my mom's on my Facebook page.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm kind of really like that, but if it's word by mouth, it's fine. I'm willing to help anybody because, I can walk up to somebody and I can tell they're open to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
People have asked me, and with the way I work it, it's not like, well, we want to see such and such. No, I let the spirits come to me. I don't beg them, hey, come here, like a dog. I don't do that.
Right.
If the spirits want to talk, they talk. If they don't, then I'm not going to summon them because I don't agree with summoning stuff. It's just not a good thing.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you were able to, come on the show and talk more about all of what you could do. I mean, we were kind of,
It's very shocking.
Yeah. I'm sure it's overwhelming, or have you gotten used to it?
Oh, I've gotten so used to it, it's not funny.
Right. Right.
I've had the ability for a long time, so it's fine.
Yeah. Well, Amy, we'll let you go. We thank you again for being on. This was really fun.
Yeah, it was.
The whole Titanic and Moonshiner thing.
Yeah,
that was
cool.
really cool.
Well, good. I hope it helps. And sometimes you'll actually get flashes of you guys being on the Titanic, or Josh being an alcoholic. mean, sometimes you will get flashes. And, you know, like sometimes in the paranormal field, you actually get the senses.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to use Zach Bagans as an example, but he's done it so long to where you can start seeing he's got abilities.
Right. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the show, and it seems like over time, like later on in the seasons, he feels more, you know.
Yes, and, you know, the longer you do it, the more you're in tune with it, because you're either doing the EVPs, or you're doing this, or you're doing that. And I mean, I can also tell if, you know, if somebody is a medium or a sensitive or an empath or anything like that, so I can do that too.
Wow.
That was just something I did with our team, and we had some techniques and stuff we used, but right dead on, I knew that everybody had ability, because at the time, Sean kept saying, I pointed out to him, we were in the theater and we were investigating, and I looked at him, I was like, you got abilities. He said, no, I don't. I said, yes, you do. I said, trust me, you got abilities. And he just kind of like, whatever. Well, then he calls me that night and says, I really hate when you do that. I said, why? He said, I didn't believe you. I said, I know you didn't believe me. I said, but do you believe me now? He says, yes.
That's awesome.
So I was pretty sneaky about that.
Right.
He kept denying it, but everybody on our team had abilities.
That's awesome. A super team.
Seriously.
Yeah, I can do that too, but the longer, you know, you investigate or you do whatever, it's like Zach Bagans, you know, just you can tell because he feels stuff, he hears something, or something doesn't feel right to him. That's part of it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can, you know, get you out and investigate with you. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure you could, you know, spook Josh a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to do that my hardest.
Easily.
Oh, yeah, I can do it. He's going to be thinking of liquor tonight when he goes to bed. If he does, let me know. I want to know.
I have to drink a little bit before I go to bed now. I have to.
Yeah, right.
In honor of my past life.
Yeah, in honor of your past life. I'm just going to go take a bath, I guess.
A real cold one.
Very cold one.
Ice in it. There you go.
Yeah.
Ice bath.
Yeah. Well, Amy, thank you so much, and I'll keep in touch with you.
Okay. All right. Thank
All right.
you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Bye. That was fun.
That was fun. That was wild.
That was sick.
That was wild.
I was not expecting.
Yeah, me
Talk to
either.
me.
No.
What?
No. That's crazy. That is wild.
I was trying to get to it, like the whole reincarnation, and then her, you know, belief in like the Jesus Christ and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't think it's in the Bible, but also there could be an interpretation that leads to that. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
I'm
on
not
that.
either.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I've never really heard of reincarnation being brought up in
Right.
Christianity. It's
Yeah.
more of a, I think, Hindu.
Yeah, something like that.
Hinduism.
Buddhism, maybe.
No, I think
Is it
maybe,
Hinduism?
maybe
both.
maybe
No.
one of those.
Yeah. Well.
You know, that's brought up in reincarnation.
Yeah. Interesting though.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
Yeah.
Spirit world is its own thing.
Yeah, it
We
seems
don't
like
under-
it's.
we-
You know,
We don't understand. I don't think we're supposed to.
I don't think we're supposed to either.
I don't think we could.
No.
I don't know. I don't think it's. I just don't think we could understand it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I think it's something totally different. You know, it's a theory.
Can't comprehend it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, she did say not to bring Vanessa
Yeah.
to the trip next week. She also mentioned 2 evil spirits, 1 demonic, which is not, you know, great.
Not what I prefer.
No.
Not what I prefer. No, I'm not gonna lie.
So we're going to be dealing with a demonic spirit while we're at the tunnel in Lexington.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
How are we going to go about that?
I guess you'll find out next week.
I guess so. If we make it out of the
Yeah. Are you gonna show me this picture?
I'm going to show you in the next episode.
Oh my god.
You left the people, you know, cliffhanger.
Oh my god.
There is a picture I need to show him that is inside the poorhouse tunnel that I saw and literally almost shit my pants.
Yeah, tune in next week. You'll see me shit my pants.
Yeah, don't worry. It's at the very beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll end it here. That was a lot of fun. Amy, thank you again for, being in this episode. It was a lot of fun.
Definitely really cool.
But everybody, if you enjoyed this episode, if you enjoy the podcast, like and subscribe on YouTube, 5-star on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Non-members away.
On the Facebook
from
group, yes,
1,000.
For 1,000. And when it hits 1,000, Josh is going to get a tattoo.
That's right.
I'll film it.
That's right.
And we'll post it on everything.
Yeah, because we love this.
Yes.
And we love you guys.
We love you.
We love the cult.
We're glad that you're weirdos too.
Yeah. Without you guys, yeah.
We'll just be here talking to each other.
See, it's nice when you have everyone who wears the tinfoil hats together.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Those are the most interesting.
Interested in a hoodie?
Yeah, I mean, we can...
I don't know. I'm just gauging interest.
Yeah,
If you want one, just let us know. We'll see if we can get like a bulk order or something.
Yeah,
see
that would
what we
be
can
great.
do.
Yeah.
But
maybe something different too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go out there. We'll see.
Yeah. If you want to support the show, we got Patreon. www.patreon.com/itscrypticoutthere.
It is cryptic.
You'll get bonus content that will not be on the regular show. You will get exclusive stuff, obviously, and maybe early releases of our episodes for just $5 a month.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
Support the show.
Yeah.
Help us grow.
Help us do these adventure episodes where
absolutely.
we go out. That's really.
I mean, they are pricey every now and then, but if you do support the show, we'll definitely use that for
for the
to
show.
make the content for the show.
Yeah, that's what it's there for.
Absolutely.
So thanks everybody for tuning in,
Yeah,
listening, being a part of it.
being a part of it.
Just as much a part of it as the rest of us.
Absolutely. And lastly, everybody, watch your back. It's cryptic out there.